And we're live here on YouTube. Like to welcome those listening in podcast land, and also like to welcome my buddy Rich. Rich, it's been a week and a half. How you doing?
I'm doing good. So, my last partial work week for July, got to work the full work week next week.
I
So,
had to work 5 days this week, Rich.
yeah,
I haven't had to work 5 days in months.
yeah, yeah. Normally, July is a day where normally July with between the holidays and just where vacations fell this year and my birthday. Uh, just yeah, next week will be the first flight. I tend just to take time off in July. So July is a very vacation heavy month for me. So, but yeah, it was a hot week this week, working down on the floor. So it was trying to go in at 5 in the morning to have more working hours in the early morning rather than being down on the warehouse floor during the heat of the day. So yeah, so a little bit of catching up on sleep, but looking forward to yeah, just getting some time with family. So we're gonna get some barbecue tonight and play some dominoes. So,
Nice.
yeah.
Now, do you guys play dominoes or Mexican train?
Oh, we play Mexican Train.
Okay, because that ain't dominoes.
Mexican Train isn't dominoes.
Not where I grew up.
Okay. No, I think I've only played Mexican Train dominoes. I think way early on, when my great grandma was still with us, I think she had friends over and they played dominoes. But being so young, I wasn't sure what the rules of the game were. So I think I was just an observer at that age, not actively playing. But yeah, we're looking forward to that, and I'm sure later on in the week, um, I'll be doing something with my folks for my birthday as well. But yeah, Mike,
Well,
how are things on your end of the state?
uh, work is work. I mean, it is what it is. It happens semi regular. Like I had to work my first full week since February,
Wow.
so that was a little rough, but made it work. Um, and then life and all the craziness.
All
So
right, for sure.
we
All
got
right, Mike.
community breakfast, so we got to make this show kind of quick. So with that, we're going to talk about the NASCAR corner and World Cup. Rich, what else are we going to talk about this week?
We got some big news in baseball this week, as we know, where it was All Star Week, so it was a short week for our Cubbies, but we got news around that is All Star Game related to talk about today, Mike. All that and more, but what do we got to do first?
We got to go ahead and roll the intro. Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich. And we're back. Okay, before we get into anything, we got a poll question to talk about. Poll questions, as always, are brought to you by Route Irish Coffee. Route Irish Roasting Company. Sorry, Route Irish Roasting Company. I'm gonna get it, Rich. I'm gonna get
That's
it.
okay.
Um, Check them out online on Facebook to order and get some shipped to you. Delicious coffee, all your needs. Rich, last week's poll question was red light, green light versus basketball.
Yeah, Mike, I went with
Shocking upset.
shocking upset. I don't I know I posted the poll, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe I voted for red light, green light.
You did.
Okay, so I think my reasoning why red light, green light is growing up in grade school and even probably still to this day. I really don't have a great outside shot, so anything beyond the free throw line is kind of out of my range. for shooting a basketball, and a guy at my height, and a person at my height, you can't play close to the basket. You can't play a center position at my height. So I went with red light, green light.
So I too went with red light, green light, as did all five of the
Whoa!
votes.
Wow!
Now I picked that because to me that is childhood fun.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
uh, are those that voted with us: Cam Hendricks, Danielle Hart, and Ashley Couture. Thanks for voting, you guys. If you want to participate in our poll questions, check it out on Facebook.com/fans of balls and sticks, Facebook.com/balls and sticks, or Rich and Mine's personal page. Um, yeah, I am shocked that that went that well or that went that way, but I'm not upset.
No, we still have horse in the running. We still have horse and knockout basketball in the tournament. So games with a basketball are still alive in our quasi tournament. So it's not that big of a deal. It's just the actual game of basketball
Yeah,
without any
yeah.
variant is done. All right, Mike. We will have our final round of 16. Two, four, six. Yeah, our final round
Yep.
of 16 matchup, as it will be number six, Dr. Dodgeball versus Wheelbarrow Races. And it's too late to add it to the outline, Mike, but in light of the World Cup, you know what game we didn't put onto our poll question? It's probably because
We
he
live in
did not.
America. They don't
I
play
know.
soccer during PE, or at least not when we were kids.
Yeah, I don't remember playing soccer as much. I know we did it in grade school. I think we did it later on in the schooling years. But yeah, you're right. Growing up, soccer just was not a soccer wasn't like a gym. I don't remember playing soccer in growing up in elementary school and or it being just something that just got played out on the playground on recess either. But we did not have soccer
Yeah.
for whatever reason. So it didn't make it. But I believe we did put out an unofficial call to let people put things onto our Facebook page of activities that they remembered, and nobody suggested anything. But at the
Yep.
same time, all the resources that we kind of researched for grade school PE games, interestingly enough, soccer was not listed.
Yep. Nope. Totally agree.
All right, so Dr. Dodgeball Wheelbarrow Races is going to go live at 8:30, Mike. And as always, our poll questions are sponsored by Route Irish Roasting Company. Check them out over on their Facebook page and also to get a link to where you can order coffee online. And you might even get some cool merch like this Velcro patch, like the Velcro patch so you can put on your hat, like I
Totally
did.
awesome. Totally
All
awesome.
right.
Love it.
All right, Mike. Do you see what's coming up next?
Is it a left turn, Rich?
It is a left-hand turn, Mike. And what's after that?
Another left hand turn because we're heading into the NASCAR corner. Presented as always by Triple I Sports Cars Incorporated, Moline, Illinois. Check them out for all your sports memorabilia needs on Fifth Avenue in Moline or on their eBay store. Once again, that is Triple I Sports Cars Incorporated. Rich, last week, uh,
It
last
was a
week
late night.
it
A
was a
late night.
late night. I actually watched the end of the race. I didn't watch any of the rest of it. I did watch the end of the race, and that was awesome. I super stoked about how that went, and I am thrilled. Oh, man, um, rough night for me, but not as bad as it could have been. Joey Logano finished ninth, and Carson Hocevar finished third. Ryan Blaney winning the race at 2 a.m. I thought it was 2 a.m. local time.
I where I read, I thought it was 3 a.m. local time, but somewhere between 2 and 3 a.m. local time.
Yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit. So I did not stay up and watch the race. So needing to get to work at 5 in the morning, wanting to get to work at 5 in the morning because of the heat. Um, I didn't stay up for the race. It looked like it was a great finish, like Atlanta usually is. Um, just I'm not gonna stay up that late to watch a race, which led me to kind of look into things of, all right, why is NASCAR doing a race on Sunday night?
Um,
All these Sunday night races. Because I
so
noticed the entire slate of TNT races just so happens to be all night races.
that's what that's what TNT wants.
Hmm.
And TNT wasn't going to give up, by the way, that race because that give up on that race, which is why they didn't cancel it at any point or say it's over because it is in the home of TNT. It's in
Hmm.
Atlanta, so
Yeah. So what do you before we get into that discussion? So we're now tied 12-12. I will be the control car for North Wilkesboro, but we'll get into that race. So local time. So I watched the YouTube. There was a couple of YouTube videos that popped up on my feed talking about the NASCAR schedule change on why they're doing all these night races, and obviously the one thing that got brought up is the weather. Obviously, Chicagoland,
hmm
North Wilkesboro, North Wilkesboro, North Carolina, now Atlanta. Yeah, it's hot there in the summer. So it's hot there during the summer, but I think they were looking at it from a point of, I think he was saying, well, all right, if you want a night race due to the hot weather, because the drivers don't like being in it, you don't want to ask the fans to be in it. But they were looking, all right, well, why don't you have it on a Saturday night race? So if you have something like this happen, you have Sunday as a fallback, and you're not finishing the race on a Monday afternoon because you got teams that need to get back to headquarters to get the car prepped for the next race.
yep.
But then he brought up a good point about, well, look at the TV ratings on Saturday night races. If it's not a traditional race that gets run on a Saturday night, the TV viewership just isn't there.
Yeah, I mean, there's lots of reasons. There's that. There's the fact that on Sunday nights, like if it's not on a Sunday, if it's on a Saturday night, um, part of that is that it is generally, not always, but generally dirt track racing,
Hmm.
um, which means you're fighting a lot of that type of stuff. Um, just a ton of things that go into it. So yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, and I am gonna argue that it's what when your team partner says this is what they want, you give it to them. They're the ones that make NASCAR possible,
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
and so yeah, you give them what they want. So
Yeah. So I guess the only other thing that I have that I was kind of confused on is that even during the pre-race, they were communicating to the drivers, hey, that we this race might not go the full distance because there's rain in the forecast. So why not move the race up 2 to 1 hours and start the race earlier?
that to me, that one makes like your argument there. They've done it. They do it regularly elsewhere.
I mean, because if you're wanting to avoid racing, if you're going to say no, that there's rain in the forecast, it's going to start an hour into this race. If the weather forecasters are right, let's bump this all the way up to noon instead. Then you're totally screwing over your TV partner by saying, yeah, you're going to have a race that starts at noon instead of 6 o'clock at night. But but even if you had moved it up an hour, you could have gotten to the point of the race where it's all right. This is an official race. Do we want to wait this thing? Do we want to wait it out, or do we want to call it and let's move on? And because I guarantee you, I mean, I'm not gonna. If you, I'm sure if you go back and look at the TV schedule, to where if you moved it up an hour to where you don't have a TNT pre-race thing where they're airing all their fluff pieces and giving race predictions, you could have put that on HBO Max, or you could have not shown a rerun of NCIS New Orleans or whatever it is that TNT airs on syndicated programming that they put on TNT. for an hour just to move it up an hour. I think that would have made a big difference. I know how many fans stuck it out the entire race,
I don't.
or
They
did they not show the stands as
didn't
much?
show the stands nearly as much.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think a lot of drivers were saying, "Yeah, that's way past my bedtime."
Yeah, I mean,
But the drivers were going back, probably going back to the hauler, taking a taking some rest, because obviously nobody was just staying up waiting for the rain to get done, chugging.
yeah, um, I would agree. It's one of those things. Um,
I just thought it was a missed opportunity. If you knew if you were communicating to your drivers, hey, we might need to pull some strategy, go longer on brakes to make sure that we're positioning ourselves to where if the race only goes 100, I think they said it was 150 laps was the halfway point
which they
to
were
make it an
passed, by the
official
way,
race.
before they.
No, I don't think. No, they weren't. At the time the red flag got done, they were not to the halfway point yet. So they had to do something. But no, I don't think that they were at the halfway point of the
Yeah.
race when they threw the red flag due to rain.
Um,
So
either
I was
way, either way,
I didn't like the decision, but I mean I know
and
that
they've done it, like you said, they've done it this year. They've had
yeah.
times this year that they've taken and done what, like, changed the plans and said, okay, this is what we're doing. Like, hey, everybody, it's starting an hour earlier. Here's 24 hours notice.
Mhm.
So, yeah, an hour wouldn't have changed it though.
An hour would have gotten them to the halfway point to where
Yeah,
they could have called a rain shortened race if they chose to do that rather than restarting the cars after midnight local time. Because what was their TV viewership?
I don't know. I
What
was watching.
exactly? I don't know the whole. If you're making the argument of TV viewership, we got to get this race in.
I'm
What
not
was your
making it.
TV?
No. I
What was
wasn't
your
saying.
TV
I
viewership?
wasn't saying TV viewership. I was
I know.
saying TNT. It's their home track.
Yeah.
They want. They want to make sure that they do the whole thing and blah blah blah.
Okay.
Okay. With that, Rich, like you said, we are in North Wilkesboro tomorrow night.
Yep. Tomorrow night.
Are you picking?
Well, Mike, I don't really like to look at track history to see, to put together a lineup of folks that have good track history and good race finishes, but I don't have any to look at for this track, so I'm just gonna go with my favorite driver, Ross Chastain.
Yeah, I don't mind that. I'm gonna pick Cole Custer because I just need to use him at some point.
All right, Ross Chastain, Cole Custer. You can catch the race over on TNT. I believe it's a 5 o'clock, 5 or 6 o'clock race start over at the historic North Wilkesboro Speedway.
Okay, with that, Rich, take some.
All right, that was the NASCAR Corner presented by Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated, Moline, Illinois, and you can also find them on eBay. Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated. Mike, we're going to keep making left-hand turns, but it's going to be on the diamond as the Cubs had 3 games this week due to the All-Star break. 2 at Cincinnati, which they took from show to show, but they dropped the opener on Friday. Then we had the All-Star break, and coming out of the break, they had a Friday night game with the Twins in Chicago, which they dropped.
Yeah.
All right, so we both got our prediction right, as we both said 2 games. As far as the All-Star game, the American League won 4-2. All right, but coming out of it, Mike, I didn't watch the All-Star game. I don't have Netflix anymore, so I didn't watch the Home Run Derby.
Yeah, I had very similar situations with that. Did I don't care. Like, it's hard because I used to care about the All-Star break. I used to care about the Home Run Derby. I don't care. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I think a little bit for me, it just comes down to I just hate the way that they've been marketing the voting of the rosters. But I probably go through it every year, the whole thing of plastered around everybody's team Facebook pages are vote Cubs.
Yeah, and I like this year. I
Did
don't know
the
that I would pick anybody.
I think PCA probably deserved the start, but you got teams that stuff the ballot boxes. You have fan bases that will just stuff the ballot boxes, and you're left like scratching your head as why is this guy wouldn't even make the All Star team based on his numbers? He shouldn't be at the All Star game, let alone starting.
Yeah, um, and that's part of the problem. There's lots of things to go with that. One, I think part of it, I think you're right. A lot of those ones are um, a lot of those hype statements. A lot of those tweets create like you get people that shouldn't be. But even beyond that, though, like even people that like should be there but shouldn't be starting or stuff like that. Like is not how it should work. It should be, and maybe the alternative, and maybe this is why I don't like it. But maybe the alternative is you go back to either the writers or
Do you have more of a weighted system? So I
no,
think
no, 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 no. You have the writers and or I don't know what you who you want to go with it. Um,
I think you do have writers. I mean, I think that
but somebody like professionals that pick their um, that pick the lineup or pick
no,
that pick don't pick the lineup. They pick who makes it in. Whether it's the writers, whether it's the a vote of your peers, whether it's like any and all of those things.
and they do have that, but it's the starting lineup is fully determined by fan online voting,
Yeah,
and then the reserves and the pitchers are chosen by um, players, managers, and then a pool, I think, of writers, and then it's a
so
weighted vote,
I
and
would
then you're
argue.
still
I
and
would
then you're
argue.
still argue, and then you still have to have a minimum of one player from every team.
Sure, I would argue every who makes it in is determined by writers, managers, and players. That vote happens first.
Oh, okay,
Then
so they give the pool of players that will be eligible to be selected as starters.
yes,
That I can agree. I can get on board with that. So instead of having the entire starting lineups of teams, everybody available to say, "Hey, who do you want to start the game?"
right.
It's maybe a field of maybe 5 players to choose from at each position.
And then rather than we'll take the Cubs.
I like
We'll,
that. I like that idea.
I'm gonna kind of change the argument, but we'll take the Cubs and we'll say let's say this year, PCA and Danzy Swanson and Imanaga all made the All Star team because of fan vote. Well, PCA probably should be in there. Danzy Swanson probably not, and Imanaga no.
No.
I'm just gonna. I'm being honest. Like I'm not. Just because I'm a Cubs fan doesn't mean I'm gonna be a homer and say, "Oh, every Cub needs to be in the." No. PCA is the only Cub that probably should have been on the roster.
Yeah,
And
I
he
mean,
was.
even going back to that 2016 team where the entire Cubs infield made the All-Star starters because we stuffed the ballot box and had a really great record that year.
Um,
Did Addison Russell deserve to be an All-Star starter?
he deserved to be an All-Star.
I was okay going all the way back there. I was okay with with
I
the in,
think because
with
of
everybody but Addison Russell.
I think because of the way that group, including Addison Russell, uh, played the way that those transfers and those double plays worked so well with that middle infield. That middle infield deserved to be started, and that includes Addison Russell.
Okay. So speaking of the All Star game, Mike,
So
you don't necessarily like the. I think I can gather neither of us really like the idea of the whole vote for your favorite players from your favorite team. Send them to the All Star game. Could
yeah,
you see the Chicago Cubs having a ballot stuffing campaign because they're going to be the hosts of the 27 All Star game,
um,
whether they deserve to be starters or not?
I'm excited for it. I don't know.
Don't know.
I
Okay,
don't know. Like I think I'm shocked that it doesn't happen more often that the Cubs get a ballot stuffing because they have a huge fan base.
they do.
Um, and so the fact that they don't do more ballot stuffing is a little crazy. So,
But yeah, the 27 All Star game was officially announced. It's going to be at Wrigley Field.
yeah,
That's an All Star game I'll watch.
yes, it's an All-Star game I want to go to.
Mm.
Um, here's one for you. How are they going to overcome if the wind is blowing in during the home run derby?
I don't know. It'd be
Because
fun
if
to
the
watch.
wind is blowing in, it can really screw up uh, the. It can really screw up your whole day.
I would say I don't think it's going to be. I don't.
Now,
That's
normally,
just part. That's. I would say that that's just going to be a part of the game because it isn't like you're having competitive. Because a wind blowing out game and a wind blowing in game aid the pitchers more than the hitters, obviously. But you've got people just lobbing balls up there, meatballs, throwing meatballs up there for the home run derby. You're not having people throwing curveballs, sliders, sinkers in a BP. But it's been a long, 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 long time since I've gotten up to a game early enough, and with so many, and with the team now having indoor batting cages, to where you don't know whether they're going to take BP on the field or not.
yeah,
It's hard to know how BP. I don't know if I've ever compared a batting practice with the wind blowing out versus a batting practice with the wind blowing in to see what the difference is.
yeah. So we'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. I'm excited for it. I kind of want to go, but again, I won't be able to afford the tickets. If only, we had, I had gotten those season tickets years ago.
You might have been eligible to purchase those tickets,
Yeah.
not have them given to you, but you might have had the option to purchase the tickets for those extra games. So speaking of the home run derby, Mike, Bryce Harper, a participant in the home run derby in his home ballpark of Philadelphia, brought up the idea of let us use aluminum bats in like a championship or a bonus round in the home run
Yeah.
derby, because fans would want to see, all right, how far could a major leaguer hit with an aluminum bat?
Yeah.
Good idea, bad idea?
Um, I think it'd be cool. I don't know that it'll happen.
No, I don't think it would happen either.
I think
The-
I think it'd be. I'd be more personally. I'd be more interested to see if they dent those bats.
Hmm.
The
Okay.
amount of power those guys can put into it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the article that I read about it, not just his statement, where somebody is actually giving an opinion, an opinion on the idea. They brought up safety, safety for people on the field and in the stands, as obviously you're going to generate a lot more, um, a higher exit velocity on an aluminum bat versus a wood bat.
Yep.
So there could be some player safety, fan safety involved, to where they, I think he mentioned that going using this type of thing in a crowd might not be safe, but putting on an exhibition in a stadium without any fans might be the way to go to get to see, all right, to see how what a major leaguer could do with aluminum bats. And you know what? One stadium that doesn't have seating in the outfield, Mike?
I mean, yeah, Wrigley.
No, the Field of Dreams.
Oh,
You could do an exhibition home run derby
yeah,
at the Field of Dreams movie site. Let them use the aluminum bats.
yeah.
See what happens. I mean, obviously, at the Field of Dreams site, they might not have the same, all the camera angles to calculate the distance of a home run, being out in the middle in the cornfields to get a true distance, but you could, it'd be interesting to see it'd be interesting to see where that would be a safe, that could be the closest thing to a controlled environment that the league's gonna get, that the league could get.
Yeah, yeah. I, that'd be fun. So, okay, let's move on as we got to keep this
Mhm.
show rolling. This week, Rich, they play 2 more against Twins, 3 against the Tigers, and 1 against Pittsburgh. I think they're going to pull 5 off.
All right, I'd love to see 5. I'm gonna go more realistic. I think I'm gonna go 4.
Okay.
Hopefully the pitching lines up well. The Tigers are scuffling, so I'd like to see the Tigers fall flat, because they got a pretty good pitcher that they could trade away in Tarek Skubal. So I don't know if the Cubs would pay the prospect haul to be able to get him for half a year, but it'd be fun to see him. He could be a difference maker on the team if they did.
More hard part is I don't understand, like, the Cubs. I don't think that starts the discussion, man. Oh, you did it to me. Are the Cubs buyers?
I think they are buyers, Mike. It's just at what level they're going to be buyers.
Are
They
though?
need, yeah,
I mean, they're. It's the All-Star
They're-
break, so.
yeah.
Um, so I'm going to pull up the standings. They are second, and it does feel crazy that they are second in the division with a 5.57 winning percentage.
Yeah, but
They're
they
above
have.
500. Yeah.
But if the playoffs started today, they would host. They would host the first round matchup. They would host the best of 3 series
Yeah.
for the wild card round, and they'd get to face either the Cardinals, the Marlins, or the Pirates, as they are all. They face either the Cardinals or the Marlins, as they are currently tied for the final wild card spot. So you
Right
get a
now
home
I'm showing
series.
that the Marlins are ahead
Okay,
by
on the MLB. Okay, on the MLB app, it has the 2 teams are tied based off of their winning percentage.
Marlins. Right now, what Google shows is a 531 and a 550. No, they are both 531. Okay, I was wrong. They are both 531. So yeah, it'd be one of those 2 teams. Man, I don't know.
I would say that they are buyers. I'd say that they are buyers.
Here's my thing though. Are they renters? I guess the real question is, are they renters?
Okay, so would they go after a guy that doesn't have team control after this year? Well,
and
the thing
I would
is,
say no. I guess that's more the question.
okay,
And
I
don't
would
think they
say, well, the thing that complicates it is a possible work stoppage next year. Do you want to have money on the books, so where a rental player might be more appealing to you, because then you don't have money on the books during a strike year, a potential work stoppage that may or may not happen, to where maybe you don't want to take on a longer term contract or have a guy that has 2 years of control
Why do you
when you
rent a
might
player?
not get
Why
when
do
you
you
might
rent a
not
player?
get one of those players
Why do you rent a player?
to have a chance at winning the series.
As of right now, do they truly have a chance to win the World Series? Be honest. Do you think that these Cubs will win a World Series? Could win the World Series?
That that is a tough one.
And if you don't, is it worth renting?
Yeah. Okay. That's a fair question.
Like,
But
I think
I'm just making the point that it's complicated to go for a guy that, yeah, that has an extra year of control, because obviously if you have a guy with years of control, that's going to take more prospects in the deal to get it done, and then you could have a work stoppage, and you pay a prospect package for the extra year of control, and then don't get it because of the work stoppage.
I would, I would guess that I don't know. Are there legal? What's the precedence for players that don't have or that don't play because of the work stoppage?
Their contract still ends. Their
Does it?
contract
Okay.
ends, and yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's not a, well, no, you didn't
This
play
year
this
doesn't
year,
count?
so this year doesn't count. It's nope, my contract's up.
If it's 1 year, if it's only 1 year, you're right. I would agree with you. If it's multiple years, if you have multiple years on that contract,
Yeah, then
think-
then maybe 2 years of control only could turn into only a year in control. If the work stoppage is as bad as
but I could be on
what
board
they're
with
saying.
I could be on board with them being buyers. I don't know that I'm on board with them being renters. How about that? Those are fair.
That's fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
With that, Rich, World Cup, Argentina.
Yeah, Argentina, my great pick. They are in the finals
Yeah.
against France on Sunday night.
Um,
Sunday night out in East Rutherford, New Jersey.
Yeah.
Uh, playing in New York, playing in the New York City metro area for the
Against
finals.
France in the finals. Tonight there is the
No,
consolation.
I thought it was Spain. I thought it was Spain in the finals, not the French.
Oh, you're right. You're right. It is Spain, isn't it? Yeah. I was wrong. It is Spain. So, France and England play tonight, if I remember, for the third place.
Yeah. They do. They'll probably play the night before.
The
That game's probably over. That's over on Fox. That's over on Fox as well. So Mike, North Wilkesboro Raceway or the World Cup?
North Wilkesboro.
Yeah,
That one's
same
easy.
here.
Um,
Same here. I know I probably would have the option to do a
4 p.m.
dual,
tonight, by
a
the
split
way.
screen.
4 p.m. tonight for England, France.
Okay.
And then tomorrow night they play for the Golden Boot, Argentina and Spain. So, okay. With that, Rich, I forgot to send you happy birthday wishes last weekend. I'm sorry.
Well, it's Sunday.
Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
I thought it was last week.
No,
I never remember your birthday. I'm a terrible friend. But
it's Sunday. But thank you.
it's on. I know it's on the calendar upstairs. I just don't.
I know it's been funny. Turning 44. The one thing that pops into my head with is the old school like Geico commercial. 44. That's me. Gets cold cuts. Skins of cold cuts. Skins of cold cuts.
I mean, it means you're 1 year closer to that fun time. Like,
Yeah,
cold
1 year. Yeah, 1 year closer to that. I think the
don't-
doc brought that up. I
And
think the
here's the
doc brought
deal.
that up at
You
one of
know
my
I'm not gonna
appointments.
let you off the hook with it too, right?
No,
Okay.
exactly. You got to catch that.
By the way,
Got to
if
get
you're a good friend to somebody, you make them go get that colonoscopy. Like in in 4 years when it's my turn, you better be calling me out and be like, Mike, you getting that done? Mike, you getting that done? Until I get it done, because I might ask you, because I want you around, buddy. Make sure to check on your friends. We love each other. That's why we do it. With that, Rich, happy birthday tomorrow. Any big plans for your birthday, by the way?
No, not really. We're getting some barbecue tonight and playing some Mexican train dominoes
Where are you getting it from?
tonight. I believe we're gonna go with Smokin' Butts Barbecue, which is inside the Red Hawk
Yeah,
Golf Course here in
yeah,
Davenport. We're gonna try them. We're getting a family feast, which will be a pound of brisket, a full rack of ribs, and some sides. So,
nice. Um, have you guys done? And I'm surprised you're not a bigger
mhm.
fan of them. Have you done Mission Bar?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. I like.
We were just looking for somewhere closer to home,
Okay.
and just trying to. I just wanted to try something different rather than.
Danielle got it last week, or when we were in town for the first time. Um, my buddy Tim Flanker loves that place, and we went there with him and his wife and kids.
Oh yeah, no, no,
We love
we
that
love
place.
Michigan. Yeah, we love Michigan barbecue.
I was,
So, but
Danielle's like, "What is it like?" And I'm like, "Well, think Dickies, but slightly better."
yeah, yeah, I'd say that. But I mean, I'm trying to support local, and
Yep. Nope.
sometimes like
Totally agree.
sometimes the local hole in, maybe not a hole in the wall, but like the local hole in the wall barbecue joints are the best. So
Well, and you don't get the best barbecue the Quad Cities had to offer for the last, for most of our lives. Or wins
yeah, but also with birthday wishes, my nephew JD turned 16 on Tuesday.
Oh,
Already
oh,
16.
bro, that hurts my brain. Like, oh, how old was he
Yeah.
at your wedding?
Oh man, I think he was a baby at our wedding. So
Yeah,
he was a baby at our wedding, being carried around.
yeah.
So
Oh, well,
it's crazy. I think so. So he would have been maybe one and a half at the time of our wedding. So
yeah. Oh.
yeah,
Well,
he's growing up. So so yeah.
okay. With that, Rich. Esports update. I'm gonna try
Oh,
something new this year.
all right. What sport is getting added? What game is getting added?
Well, we are adding Madden.
Mm.
That's gonna happen. But moreover, and this is the more important side,
Hmm.
we're gonna start doing open gyms.
Open gyms.
Well, it's open PCs, so you can come in and work on some stuff during summer break, like you would if you were doing open
Okay.
gym for basketball or open football.
Ooh,
Open football
I have a
games.
question for you.
Yeah.
Is now I know that when you were like in a sport in school, you didn't have to. Obviously, you wouldn't be excused from gym class because your sport is in season. But could could somebody that's in a study hall elect not to take their study hall time and come out to the IT department where you have all of the esports equipment set up and work on their esportsness time during their study hall time?
In theory, yes. Right
Okay.
now, so there's a couple of things that make that complicated. One, we have open campus, so a
Okay.
lot of the kids just check out and go places. Two, if they don't, our office is a ways away, and so they wouldn't do it there. However,
Hmm.
if things move forward and they move our offices, there is a distinct possibility that my office and the esports area would move into the high school, in which case it would be more of a possibility.
Okay. I just wasn't sure because I mean a lot of times obviously if you're in season for a sport, you're excused from gym class and you get a study hall instead. Or obviously I think you might have had some athletes taking
I don't know that
doing
we do that here in Iowa.
really
Yeah, I had the
doing
same
other,
thing.
maybe going into the gym, maybe going into the weight rooms
Yeah,
during a study hall instead of
I
or
have.
working in their
That's something I haven't seen them
doing an
do
extra
even with
practice.
regular athletes. So,
Huh.
okay, with that, Rich, if they want to, if they're watching us on YouTube, but they want to take us in the car for their next road trip, how should they do that?
You know what? Search Balls and Sticks the podcast over on any of your popular podcast platforms, Apple, Spotify, and Google, just to name a few,
YouTube Music.
and YouTube Music. Thank you. All right, Mike, and tell them where they can find our poll questions.
Once again, you can find those poll questions on Facebook.com/fans of Balls and Sticks or Rich and Mike's page.
All right,
Rich,
as
what's
always,
the time to
Mike.
do?
Yep. Also, Mike, don't forget to check out our unofficial sponsors as well: Triple I Sports Cards Incorporated and Route Irish Roasting Company. Mike, with all that being said, let's go ahead and roll the outro.
Broadcasting live from somewhere in Iowa. This is Balls and Sticks, the podcast, with your hosts, Mike and Rich.